Boom shakalaka, everybody is buying Bitcoin right now, but some evidence is suggesting $75,000 to $85,000 may be the next cycle peak. Today's episode, we're going to take a look at a couple convincing reasons why this just may not be so. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including is the top this time going to be $75,000 to $85,000, or is it going to be going much higher? Before we get into it, guys, like the video. Now, let's get started. Fear and greed index today at 66, down from yesterday's 68, has been in greed for the past 2 weeks. The overall market up 0.5% today. Bitcoin at 35,309, Ethereum at 1880, BNB at 247, XRP 67 cents, Solana $43, Cardano 35 cents, Dogecoin 7 cents, and Toncoin 266. And Bitcoin continuing for 2 weeks, just this nice support and resistance line right now, finding support above it, but just continuing up it. Now, if we take a look at the Bitcoin accumulation trend score, we can see as of right now, while Bitcoin supply is historically tight, everybody is buying up Bitcoin, independent of whether they have less than 1 Bitcoin or greater than 10,000 Bitcoins. Everybody is buying Bitcoin. And if we take a look, based on this bullish megaphone pattern, you might expect the next peak based on this would be roughly $75,000 to $85,000. Now, there's a possibility of breaking out above that, but wouldn't that be disappointing if that was the next peak? As a matter of fact, some people are pretty convinced that based on the 5.3 cycle theory, where the previous market cycle percentage divided by 5.3% gives us the new peak, the next peak would be roughly $80,000 based on this calculation, which could be pretty darn sad compared to considering the last peak was $70,000 and you got to wait a full 4 years just for the price to get back to there. Now, Bitcoin right now consolidating on the 4-hour chart for a big breakout. Volume is slowly building, could be a little bit of a move coming. If we take a look at where we are in terms of the halvings, generally the moments where we are leading up to the halving, 7 bars before the halving, this is a slow rally period before the parabolic rally phase kicks in. But it may just not just be the halving cycle, it may be the 3.5-year liquidity cycle that's been running since long before Bitcoin existed. You can see this 3.5-year cycle plus the volume indicator line of the white signal, which is a global liquidity signal, times the major balance sheet, central bank balance sheet. You can see that when it crosses over this midline, well, these are pretty much the troughs before the peak. And it also very clearly picks out the peaks and the troughs as well based on that. So could everything just be lining up once again for yet another 3.5-year liquidity cycle peak? Certainly possible. Altcoins looking very similar as well. If we take a look, the reason that altcoins haven't done anything for the past year is that's just the part of their cycle that they're in. But the good news is that the blue part of the cycle, generally they start to make some gains. So this could be the last opportunity to pick up some altcoins at some significant prices, because check out what happens in the red area, which would not be 2024, but 2025 could be absolutely massive gains for some altcoins there. So what are some reasons that we might see pretty massive gains for Bitcoin? Well, right now, the tech all-time high relative to S&P 500. People love technology, AI, whatever it is, they love technology over traditional brick and mortar type stocks. Now, this isn't a true double bottom, but it does have a double bottom structure. And guess what? Broken through, finding support above their highest level ever, could send it quite a bit higher. But that's not all, because this one, I think, gives away the clearest indication as to what is going on. CME futures open interest right now just surpassed 100,000 Bitcoin for the first time ever. If we take a look, it's over double where it was a year ago. And this is a clear indication that they are all buying Bitcoin ahead of the ETF news, ahead of the halving news. Everybody's expecting the price to go up quite significantly. And if you remember when we were talking about how all-time high in terms of illiquid supply, as well as everybody scooping up Bitcoin right now, once the demand returns to levels that previously were kind of frothy, this thing's going to take off like nothing we've ever seen before. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.